Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome to the Midlife Revolution. I'm Megan Connor, and we have a guilty verdict in the Vallow Daybell, her final trial. I'm here live in Arizona. I just left the courthouse, and I have so much that I want to share with you. But just for those of you joining us for the first time, it's finally over. The inglorious saga of Vallow Daybell has ended with another guilty verdict. It is her third trial. She was guilty of 6 different charges in Idaho. She's guilty of conspiracy to commit murder of Charles Vallow, and now guilty of conspiracy to commit murder of Brandon Boudreaux, who thankfully survived the attempt on his life. He's the only surviving target, and he was there today in the courtroom with his parents, his other family members and friends. Colby Ryan got to the courtroom a little bit after the verdict. Kay Vallow was there as well. I have a lot to share with you, but there is a little bit of a snafu going on because StreamYard is down. And that's the web-based streaming platform that most of us use, or a lot of us use, when we are creating live streams and videos. And the advantage of StreamYard is that it's very easy to share a screen. And what I was hoping to share with you was some of the footage after the case, if you haven't seen it, of the interview with Kay Woodcock and Brandon Boudreaux. I wasn't able to see it. If you joined my live earlier, you could see I was standing up on the steps while the rest of the press conference was going on down there. So I wanted to share that with you, as well as some of the other things that happened in the courtroom today. I was hoping this was going to be a really comprehensive recap of everything that's gone on today, but I'm afraid I may not be able to make it happen. So I do have a share screen button here, and I'm going to try to make that work. I'm in the YouTube studio for the very first time. I've never done it here before. I've always been on StreamYard. So I'm hoping it's going to go well. The first thing that I want to share with you is the interview outside the courthouse, because, and I'm going to need to put my headphones on, because I didn't get to hear it. So I'm going to hear it for the first time with you here as well. I want to start with that before we go and listen to anything having to do with the defendant. And I'm ready to stop saying her name. So I'm going to try this real quick and see if it works. It looks like it's going to work. Thanks for being patient with me. And if you're joining me for the first time, I'm Megan Connor. I'm Vallow Daybell's cousin. We grew up together, and so I knew her well. And what she is today is nothing like she was then. But I've been covering these trials and everything that's been going on in an effort to better understand all of the details of what happened throughout this story, and to help other people understand how to deal with manipulative people in our family systems. So it looks like this is going to work for me to share the screen. I wonder if I can't really adjust it, but I think this will work. Let me know if you can hear the sound on the video.
Okay, Brandon Boudreaux is about to speak. Thank you. That's Kenzie Beach, our Fox 10 reporter. There at the courthouse, getting set up right now. There's Kay Woodcock. All right, let's get ready to listen. Holding hands with Brandon. This is his wife, and this is Colby Ryan, Lori's son.
You're hearing the voice of Justin Lum from Fox 10 Phoenix. Kay getting emotional there.
Statement that I wanted to share. Kay had something she wanted to share, and I want you guys to know that we stand united.
I got it now.
We're still family. We always will be, regardless of the things that happened. But go ahead, Kay. Share your thought.
Okay.
And I'll mine.
We got it. Okay. For my brother Jerry, we got the bitch again. That's for you, Jerry.
My statement is as follows. 2000.
Obviously, the audio and video aren't lined up, and that's a problem Fox 10 was having earlier. So it's not something I can fix, unfortunately. So I'm going to go back just a little. I was trying to fix that, but I want to go back and just make sure that we hear Kay say that one more time.
I wanted to share. Kay had something she wanted to share, and I want you to. We stand united.
I got it now.
We're still family. We always will be, regardless of the things that happened. But go ahead, Kay. Share your thought,
Okay,
and I'll share mine.
we got it. Okay, for my brother Jerry, we got the bitch again. That's for you, Jerry.
My statement is as follows: 2,078 days. I'm humbled. I can't even imagine how many hours have been spent by law enforcement and prosecutors tirelessly working to uncover the truth. The truth is that hatred, selfishness, and greed almost led to the end of my life. 12 strangers verified that Lori must be held accountable. I have heard the question asked, why hold this trial? She already has multiple life sentences. My response is simple. We owe it to those who are victimized and choose to follow the law to uphold justice on their behalf. So many victims never get this day. So I thank the judge and the jury who willingly put their lives on hold to complete this process. I did not enjoy sitting and giving someone who tried to kill me the chance to question me, but I owed it to Charles, to Tylee, to JJ, and to Tammy to speak because I could. I don't know the statistics of how many people never get the chance because they were killed or because we can't find the people who committed the crime. But we as a society owe it to them to move forward with prosecuting those who commit violent crimes. I've chosen in my life to be and live as a man who believes in Jesus Christ and in God. So I view my life from this lens. I heard this in this trial about loving everyone. I support this cause. However, I do not believe that all the things that were said follow that. The Savior did say, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. The beautiful part of this human experience is, as Isaiah said, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes. When we trust the Lord to do this with our lives, he can do wonders with us. I'd like to share two things that I have used in my life to help me move forward and create beauty from the ashes. The first is from Viktor Frankl. He taught there's a space in life between stimulus and response where we can choose and have freedom. It is okay to feel hatred, anger, passion, and a myriad of other feelings when life's stimulus are unexpected or unfair or both. But true freedom comes from mastering our ability to respond in our actions, independent of the stimulus, to choose who we will be and to act and not to be acted upon. Secondly, I believe every human being is a child of God and has immeasurable worth. Hating a person can be like a poison to our souls. It can take away our joy and our happiness. I believe we can have enmity towards someone's actions or choices while still forgiving them for our own selves, to have more room for love and happiness and joy. Truly living this principle is a process. It takes time. But as we apply these two principles, that of choice before response and forgiveness and love and valuing others as oneself, I believe it makes our society better. So thank you for coming and supporting me in this, for all of you who have. And we're grateful today for those who let us have our due process. So,
Brandon, would you
thank
say
you.
you've forgiven Lori?
It's a process. I will do my best. It's something that I believe if you give away your hatred to the Savior, I would tell you that there is more room for joy and love for your family, for your friends, for those who do love you. So that's the best I can share.
Brandon, do you believe Melanie should be charged in this case?
I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I appreciate the question.
What did you think that the jury came back less than 30 minutes?
I'm grateful that they did their responsibility, and I'm grateful for a verdict.
Brandon, where do you go from here?
I'll continue moving forward with my life. I have a beautiful wife. I have wonderful family. I have so much wonderful family that's waiting back there. I'll go back to anonymity, hopefully, and just live my life and be another person who tries to do the right thing in the right situation. And I want to say thank you to all the people who did the right thing, who came in, who gave up their time and participated in the process. There's a lot of people who don't get any thank yous that give up their time. And so I just want them to know I'm grateful.
Jenny, anything you want?
I am grateful that I am standing next to this man right now.
Thank you,
Grateful
guys.
that he's here.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day.
Jenny, you want to say anything?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm calling.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, guys.
That is a powerful moment right there, as you see Brandon Boudreaux and his wife, Kay Woodcock, back up the steps to the courthouse. Really, this is a moment of...
That's Gigi McKelvey there that you saw shaking hands with them, and Colby. And you can see the man standing in the back over here. This is Brandon's father and his mother right here. And there's beautiful Kay. Oh, hey, there I am. I did come down and give Kay a hug, and we had a brief chat. I don't know why they're focusing on that. Go away. Okay, now what I want to play for you is, man, their camera stuff was all over today because they were trying to get stuff from jurors and whatnot. Fox 10 Phoenix did not have any sound during the actual reading of the verdict. And so I want to go back and see if they were able to patch that in and catch it. It looks like possibly not.
Superior Court of the State of Arizona, in and for the County of Maricopa, State of Arizona versus Daybell, CR 2022-00-1242-001. Verdict, count one. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action upon our oaths, do find the defendant, Lori Daybell, as to the crime of count one, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder occurring on or about October 2nd, 2019, as follows. Guilty. Signed, foreperson. Are these your true verdicts, so say you one and all?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. On the court's own motion, I'll ask the clerk to poll the jury.
Juror number one, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number two, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number four, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number five, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number six, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number eight, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 15, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
All right, members of the jury, I'm going to excuse you at this time.
Okay, so for those of you who have not heard it, not seen it, the guilt for Lori Vallow Daybell, and standing.
So that's Justin Lum. He's about to get. He's got Nate Eaton on his speakerphone there, and they have a nice conversation. I really appreciated Brandon's words. I think he's an amazing person. We just got to very briefly meet beginning of Charles Vallow's trial, or the trial in justice for Charles. And I found him to be kind and welcoming, and Jenny and I got to have a lovely little conversation for just a few minutes there. And I think she's a lovely person as well. I did get to tell them congratulations today as they were exiting the courtroom. And this is a beautiful end to a horrible, tragic story. And I'm feeling really good about it. I'm feeling very peaceful. I'm glad that this is over. And I want to give you a full recap now of how everything went today, and where we stand and what things look like in the near future. I am here in Phoenix until Saturday. As of this moment, I'm not going to change my flight, but that may change. But I plan to spend my time here talking with family, friends, potentially having some interviews and just decompressing after this. I also want for all of you guys to take care of yourselves, because for those of you who have followed this case for a really long time, when everything comes to an end, there is definitely a letdown of energy that happens. There's a lack of dopamine, honestly, brain chemicals. So many people have cared about this case for so long that when it finally is over, it's like, what do I even devote, the time and energy to that I gave to the case? Thanks, Puzzle Pieces. Can I share this? I don't think I can share it in YouTube Studio. She says, our hearts are with you today. Thank you for going to Arizona for us and for taking one for the team so we didn't have to be around that evil woman. Well, you're most welcome. I'm glad that I got to be here. This felt really, really important to me. And I'm really glad that I was able to be here. So I will tell you that the way that this went down for me today, I know the jury only deliberated for about 15 minutes last night before they went home. And so my thoughts on that was it was really similar to the last trial. And what happened was, they quickly deliberated, went home and came back and reviewed all the evidence in the morning. And it sounds like it could be that that's what happened today as well. They only deliberated for about 30 minutes this morning. So I will just tell you, I did my own recap last night. I went on Web Sleuths just after that, and I crashed afterwards. It was a really long day for me. I was exhausted. And I slept well last night. I woke up this morning feeling really refreshed and great. I had a nice swim in the hotel pool. I got a nice little hot morning beverage, had a hot shower, and just took my time peacefully meditating as I got ready. And I decided to go onto Patreon to go over the infamous Reddit emails to finally get to those. And I was an hour into that live stream when I got the text that we had a verdict. So I immediately ended the live stream. I'm going to have to go back and do a part 2 to read through the rest of those. And I just gathered my stuff together and I did a quick live here. And when I got down to the street, my phone showed that I was still live and I thought I was seeing comments come through. But apparently that none of that was happening. You guys didn't see any of that as far as I can tell, because I went back to my channel to look at the content. And the only thing that was there was that brief 2-minute video that I've now edited down to just 56 seconds. So everything that I said on live, apparently, as I was walking to the courthouse, did not get said. So let me tell you now my thoughts prior to the verdict coming down. I really, I'm grateful that it came in so quickly. And I did express some of those thoughts about the letdown, and I'm definitely preparing myself for that feeling of, when you're working hard on something and then it's over, there is a feeling of emptiness that comes after that. And not that I am concerned that I'm not going to have things to fill my life with. I'm still going to continue my channel, my podcast, and coverage of lots of other things. But there is sort of something in the back of my mind that was always thinking about where we are in this case and what the timeline has been and the last 6 years since July 11th, 2019, almost 6 years. So there is that space that's going to be empty now, and that's okay. But there is that let down feeling. you guys, I don't know if you know what it feels like if you've ever had something traumatic happen to you or an emergency situation. And then when the emergency is over and you can finally breathe, that's the time, a lot of times, when people get shaky and have to sit down. And we saw that with Brandon during this shooting. You know, he was pretty collected, although he was visibly shaken, audibly shaken on the 911 call. And when the police officer showed up, and then when he saw the bullet hole and realized how close it had come, he had to sit down. It's like, I survived. It is definitely that letdown for sure. And that the trauma of going through that experience sort of lives with you in your cells. So I just want to encourage all of you to take some self-care, especially if you've been heavily emotionally invested in this case, that you take some time to do some meditation, some journaling, and, you know, to really think about what you valued and what you learned from this experience. And I'm hopeful that you'll be able to find something beautiful to fill that space in your heart with. That is what I'm looking forward to as well. Putting this away, closing the book, and saying it's done. That's going to be an emotional moment for me for sure. I think flying home is I'm anticipating that's probably when it's going to hit me. So anyway, thank you for being here with me today. So heading up to the courthouse, you know, I wanted to make sure, of course, that I got there in time. And I was surprised when I got up there to see there were not very many people waiting to get into court. The family was already back in the family room behind the court. And I immediately saw my friends Lauren and Grayson from Hidden True Crime standing there. And there were some other reporters there, but not as many, and definitely not as many people from the public that were there even yesterday or the day before. So I was really surprised. And maybe just they didn't have enough time to show up or didn't think the verdict would come back as soon. Rex was not there. Adam was not there. Colby wasn't even there for the verdict. He didn't get there until just before the press conference that we just watched. It was interesting to see just not that many people there. And then they let the interns and the externs into the courtroom first. And then I asked if I could be let in as a family member. I am Lori Vallow's cousin, for those of you first getting here. She and I were close growing up, and I spent a lot of time with the Cox family. And just to answer the questions I'm kind of seeing go by in chat, I don't have the ability to star them and come back to them. But I will tell you that there was nobody else from the Cox family that was there. Not Janice or Barry or Summer. And Rex, who is my uncle, was there yesterday with two of his daughters. We got to have some nice moments today. And I know that there are going to be appeals. There's going to be appeals, guys. There just are. But we're done with the justice part. I really don't think that that there's going to be any kind of an overturn or another trial for Lori, at least. Now, is she going to go quietly? I think the evidence will show that she will not go quietly. She's going to continue to write her handwritten motions, and she's going to continue to drag out whatever she can on the end. And so there's going to be that. However, I definitely don't think that there is going to be anything to do with more court proceedings that will be consequential for her. So I don't remember. I used to know how this worked as far as cousins go, but Lori is my first cousin because my dad is Janice's younger brother. So that would make Melanie the daughter of my cousin. That would make Melanie my first cousin once removed, maybe. I don't know for sure. Or second cousin, I'm not sure. But anyway, as Lori's, first cousin, that makes me some kind of a cousin to all of the other people in this case. So Tylia, JJ, second. Okay, you guys are saying second cousins. So Tylee and JJ, second cousins to me. Brandon, only my cousin by marriage, and Melanice, who is the daughter of Janice and Barry's oldest daughter, Stacy. Stacy is Lori's sister. That would make me second cousin also to Melanie, because Melanie is in the same generation as Colby and JJ and Tylee, second cousin to Colby. My oldest daughter actually was close with Colby for a while they were growing up. And so anyway, lots of thoughts going through my head. So anyway, I did make it into court. I was able to sit just behind the family. I thought it was really lovely that Trina Kay took some time to talk with Brandon, who was sitting right in the front row, and Kay was sitting right behind him. Of course, Brandon's wife, Jenny, was right next to him, and then Brandon's parents right next to them as well. I don't know who all the other family members and friends were there, but the whole first two rows were full of supporters for Brandon. So the prosecutor, Trina Kay, came over and talked to Brandon and Kay briefly about sentencing. And Trina Kay suggested a date. And then there was a look of recognition on Kay's face. And she said, that was the day that Charles was murdered. I think that would be a perfect day for the sentencing. But it ended up not being that way. So I kind of want to go in order of how things went. So Lori came in and they wanted to talk about the aggravation phase, because previously yesterday, Lori mentioned that she would again stipulate to the aggravation phase. She said again, she confirmed today, she disagrees or she objects to the aggravation phase, but she said if the state's going to go forward, then she was going to stipulate to that aggravation phase. And the judge asked if she realizes that waives her right to have a jury decide the aggravating factors. And she said she did agree to that. And then the judge asked her all of those qualifying questions. Did anyone coerce you into making this decision today? Have you had any drugs or alcohol in the past 24 hours? All of those questions. And then he said, that he found that her decision was made of a clear mind and conscience, and accepted her decision. And then he said the court does find that stipulating factors exist in this case, those factors being that it was a dangerous offense and that there was an accomplice present. And then the judge asked about sentencing. Trina Kay asked for a pause briefly, and she came over and spoke with the victim's advocate. The victim's advocate is there sitting next to the victims, and it's their job to make sure that victims' rights are protected, and also to make sure that they have protection coming to and from the trial, and that they have everything they need in the way of, coffee, water, Kleenex, breaks, whatever it is that they need. And the victim's advocate in this case did an excellent job of caring for the victims. I was able to be in the family room for the Charles Vallow trial, and it was wonderful to see those court officers in action, protecting the victims and their rights, protecting the family members. So Trina Kay spoke with the victim's advocate. Trina Kay then said to the judge she wanted to block off 2 hours because we'll be sentencing for both cases at the same time, Charles Vallow's case and Brandon Boudreaux's case at the same time. The judge noted that the court was being taken over by another judge, but that it would be vacant on the week of July 28th. And so Lori Vallow then asked if we could keep it within 30 days, as is her right. And the judge said that is within your 30 days. So 2 dates then were presented of